Black Hands here. Are you ready for a soap making challenge that's going to teach you all the tools and skills that you need to make your own soap at home? Then you are in the right place. We're going to get started, but before we do, let's go ahead and head over to Walmart to get our supplies. See you there.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those prices rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Roll back. Y'all remember that Walmart song? Probably not. Maybe y'all too young. I don't know. But here we are in Walmart. So I am looking for the perfect molds. You can use baking molds, or you can go over to the school supplies area where I found these cute little storage bins. And these were heat resistant, which is important. You see that triangle with the 5 is important that you use those type of containers for your soap, because that means that they are heat resistant. So those were too small. So I went over to the Tupperware section where I found these, and guess what? They have the triangle in the 5, and these are just Tupperware sandwich containers, and they turned out perfect for the soap that I'm making because I wanted to make small loaves, and this turned out great. And it was on sale. So I headed over to the spatulas looking for some silicone spatulas. And let me just tell you, Walmart has not been rolling back on those spatula prices. It was ridiculous. So I said, no, we'll get it from the dollar store. So then I go over to get a heat resistant container to actually make the soap in. And Rubbermaid is perfect for that, because look at that, a triangle with a 5. They are the perfect containers, and they're around $5. So I just got one of those. Then I said, all right, let's head over to get some parchment paper, because we are going to be lining our molds using the Tupperware. With parchment paper, you can pretty much turn anything into a soap mold if you don't have a silicone mold. So this is just very handy to have. Now we're going to head over to find our oils. Walmart has a host of really good oils to start out with. They have their coconut oil. I tend to get the organic one just because I think it's just a better quality. It doesn't really change the effect of the soap, if I'm being completely honest with you, but I just like the way it scoops. Then I also am going to get the olive oil. And again, the olive oil is a bit pricey, but it's cheaper than you would get it in other places. And this is the lye that I'm using. It's made from a company called Bella Chemical, and it wasn't sold in stores, so I did have to go to Walmart online to order it, but it came within a couple of days, so you can definitely have time to go ahead and order it. One question that I get often is sodium hydroxide, which is just a chemical or scientific name for lye. I often ask, is sodium hydroxide required to make soap? And the thing is yes, it is. It's essential for making soap because it triggers the chemical reaction known as saponification. During this process, lye reacts with fats or oils. In our case, it's just going to be more so the oils, breaking them down and forming soap and glycerin. Without sodium hydroxide, the oils wouldn't transform into soap, and you just have a mixture of oil and water. And we know that oil and water don't mix unless we got our sodium hydroxide. Although lye is caustic in its raw form, so you really can't be touching that stuff, it is completely transformed during saponification. And once saponification is completed, which is usually around, I would say 36 to 48 hours, there is no lye in the finished soap, and it's safe to use. So yes, the short answer is yes, it is required to make soap. Even when individuals use melt and pour soap, melt and pour soap was originally made with lye, and there was added glycerin to make it into that melt and pour consistency. So lye is very much required if you want real soap. When mixing lye in water, you should definitely do it in a very airy, open space. Me personally, I do it outside because my lungs is not about that life at all. I am telling you, it is a very, very strong. The fumes are serious. So I mix my lye solution outside, and you must always, always, always pour the sodium hydroxide or lye into the water, not the other way around, because you could cause a serious explosion. If you're trying to create a volcano, then do it outside so you don't mess up your house. But you are not supposed to ever pour water into sodium hydroxide. When the sodium hydroxide hits the water, it becomes very fumey. It gets very hot very, very quickly, like within seconds. And so the safest way to handle it, and the only way that you really should handle it, is by adding the sodium hydroxide into your measured water. And definitely mixing this outside, because I'm telling y'all, your lungs is probably not about that life either. It is very serious. Those fumes are no joke. Another important thing is making sure that you adequately measure out your lye solution, your lye as well as your distilled water. And by the way, you should be using distilled water. When you use things like purified water, sometimes those have extra minerals in them that could affect your soap. So it's best to use distilled water, or what I like to call dead water, because is dead. So it is best because there's not going to be as many minerals or other substances that could affect your soap in distilled water. So use distilled water accurately, I should say. Measure out your distilled water and your sodium hydroxide or lye. I'll use those words interchangeably depending on how I'm feeling at the second. So sodium hydroxide is lye. Measure them out adequately or accurately based off of the recipe that you're using. There is a recipe that I've already included in this challenge. However, you should run the recipe through a soap calculator, which you can find online. And the reason why I say that is because, one, you should always check other people's work, but also because I use a water discount, and a water discount in soap making refers to using less water than typically required to dissolve the lye. This technique speeds up the saponification process, resulting in a harder bar of soap that requires less curing time. It also helps resolve or prevent soda ash, which is just a white ashy layer that develops on the soap. It's not harmful, but it's just not pretty. So I use a water discount, but sometimes it's best not to, based off of, what type of design or technique you may be trying to achieve. For me, I'm a little patient, so I'm just trying to achieve soap in a very quick but safe manner. It's also important to accurately measure out your oils. So I measure out my oils using a scale. I purchased this scale from Walmart. There will be a link provided in the description for this scale, as well as all the other items that are included in this video. So here's the Tupperware that I purchased. I'm so excited about this because I spent like literally $4 and I got 10 of them and they worked out perfectly. So as you can see, they do have the 5 and the triangle. So what I normally do when I get something that I'm going to turn into a soap mold, I measure it out, and I don't use rulers and dimensions, and I am not a math major by no means. So I just pour water in there. I put it on the scale, pour water on it, and we'll see what it measures at. So it's a little over a pound, which is perfect. Now it's time to make our soap mold. So there's that parchment paper that comes in handy, guys. So what I do is I just put the parchment paper over it. I use that to sort of measure it because, again, like, where are these rulers at? And then this was my first one. So the second one is better, guys. But so I just go through like the ends and kind of measure where I think the beginning, like the inside of the container is. And then I just fold it down in half like so. And then I stick it in there and it's supposed to fit, but that did not happen. So I had to go ahead and cut a little bit more to make the middle part smaller. Then I just pull up the sides to make sure that the entire container is wrapped up in parchment paper so that the soap is only going to go into the parchment paper. But let me break this down for you guys. So let me give you a better view of this so you can see exactly what I'm doing so you can make this at home too. So take the parchment paper and just wrap it all the way around the container, regardless of what container you're using. We're just using this Tupperware. And then I just cut the end so that this should be the shape of the entire, it should be able to cover the entire container. I am making 4. I already made 1, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the 3 pieces of parchment paper. So I'm ready to go on each one of them. Let's be efficient, guys. So again, I'm going to use the Tupperware to measure it. So to get rid of some of that extra paper, I went ahead and brought the Tupperware closer to the top edge. And I'm going to do that for each one of the containers. And I'll cut the parchment paper at the edge of the bottom of the container to make sure, again, I can cover the entire container, and that's going to eliminate some of the extra paper. Now, as you can see here, I am cutting where I have visually estimated the inside of the container to be. So that would be the middle part. And I'm just going to cut a little bit more because I just know that I was supposed to, that I needed that extra space. So as you know, it's trial and error. But then I just fold down each of the corners. So you would have those 3 on each side, and then you fold them down the middle, sort of like those little paper things we used to make when we were in high school. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So if it isn't fitting, then just take it out, more visual cutting, and just, make it so that it adjusts to your containers. So now a close-up of what I'm doing. So I am pulling both of the end parts. So those 2 end parts, I'm going to put them together. Then I'm going to pull up the middle part and use that as more so to hold the soap in, because that's going to be the part that's not going to have any breaks or any cuts in it. I did cut the edge of the top so that I can properly pin this down, because you can see there was paper that was keeping me from doing it. It was trying to hold me back, y'all. And I just add a binder clip to the ends to hold them there. And you can also add tape. As you can see, I will be adding tape to the sides because I did not have enough binder clips. But you put that in there, and then you'll have a full size for the parchment paper covering the entire container, and you'll be able to pour your soap in there. For the salt bars, we're going to be using these individual cavity molds, which will have a link in the description to order those at walmart.com. I also put in a cute little shopping list for you guys to purchase your items. Also, your shopping list is going to be in the description. And these are some of these things, like the essential oils, fragrant oils, the pigments, the colorants. Those are all optional. Everything else you must have if you want to be a part of this challenge. So go ahead and check out those links. Hi, I'm back. So we're going to discuss what the soap making challenge is. The soap making challenge. What is the soap making challenge, and why are we doing it? Number one, the soap making challenge is just a challenge, 5 days, a 5-day challenge for us to just make different soap bars together, sort of in unison, and to kind of learn from the process. So day 1 is going to consist of just a simple, basic soap recipe. The recipe is pretty much the same for all of them except day 4, which is an exfoliation soap bar, which will be a salt bar. So day 1 is just simply making a simple soap recipe with no essential oils, no colorants, just soap by the FDA standards. Just soap, just to get you clean and a natural way to doing it. So that'll be day 1. Day 2 will be adding colors and scents. So for day 2, I don't want to give away any spoilers because you'll see the videos, but that's all we're going to be doing, is taking that simple recipe that we used for day 1, and we are now going to add an essential oil, and we're going to add a colorant. And in the soap making challenge workbook that you can get for free, I'll have the landing page for that in the description. It's going to outline all the different essential oils or fragrance oils, all the different scents that you can use, as well as all the different colorants that you can use in soap bars. So that'll be down in that packet that I've already created for you guys. Day 3 is going to be a layered soap. So we are going to be making layers, which I'm so excited for, guys. It came out so cute. As you can already see, I already made all these soap bars, but like I said, I don't want to give anything away. So day 3, we are going to be making a layered soap, and in the packet that I've already created for you guys, I also have tips in there to help you make that perfect layered soap bar. Day 4 is going to be exfoliation. So we are going to be making a salt bar, which is like a spa bar. It is going to be nice, y'all. So that will be day 4. And day 5 will be soap embedding fun. So we'll make embeds. We'll use an embed from soap 4 to add, or day 4 to add for our day 5. And like I say, this is going to be 5 straight days of soap. And it's just a fun way for us to make soap. So the why, and why we're doing this: 1, because it's fun. Why not make soap? And 2, because it's a way for us to connect. I want to definitely connect more with my audience. I want to build friendships. I want to build soap makers out of you guys. I want to teach you how to make soap. I am self-taught. I watch hours and hours of YouTube videos, blogs. My friend was telling me nobody reads blogs anymore, but I still read blogs. So thank you for all those bloggers out there. So it took me some time to kind of catch up to the process of making soap. And I think the best way to learn is from trial and error. So this challenge is a way for you to start out very basic and to learn over the course of these 5 days. And of course, it's always a learning process. I've been making soap since 2019 and I still learn new things. So there's always room for improvement.
So I just want to take you guys along on this journey and give you this opportunity to do this challenge with me. And I hope that you will participate in doing it. Like I said, in the description below, I will have access to a free packet. This is all free. There's no charge. And I'm telling you, there's not going to be at the end, oh, come and buy this extra class, master class, or there won't be any of that. No. So you'll be able to grab this packet where I have already included the 2 recipes for the soap bar, as well as for just the simple soap making or simple cold process soap recipe. And these are all items that you can get from Walmart. I like to make soap making as accessible as possible, so not too many like exotic out there you got to order from Brambleberry type thing ingredients. These are going to be things that you can go online and order at Walmart. Most of these things you can physically go into the store and get it, and likewise you can get it from other stores. You can go to Sam's Club, you can go to Target. Any major grocery store provider is going to have like the oils that you need. So Trader Joe's, Wegmans, all those big known grocery stores. But for me, Walmart I think is pretty basic, and a lot of people have access to Walmart, so that's why I have chosen Walmart. And the supplies that I've used down to the mold that I use, all those things came from Walmart, because I want to make it as easy as possible for you. So by the time you see this video, hopefully you'll have roughly about 4 or 5 days to get your supplies. I hope you can get to Walmart and you can get them. And I'm looking forward to this challenge. If you guys do participate in this challenge with me and you do post a video, or you want to post a photo, you can go to my Facebook. I will have a link to that in my description as well, and you can post a photo for every soap bar that you make. You can post a photo of it. Use the hashtag SoapStarChallenge, and I'll have that in the description as well. And that way I'll be able to click on that hashtag and I can check out all of the photos or videos of the soap that you made during this challenge. And if for whatever reason you can't get it done within the 5 days, that's okay. You get what you can done, and you can do the other ones later on, but just go ahead and tag me so I can periodically check, because I do want to see what you guys have made. And if you do have any questions along the way, feel free to comment on this video, comment on any of my videos about it. Or you can send me an email, because you should already be subscribed to my website. It's free, y'all. All it requires is an email address, and then you can contact me personally, and we can again build these connections that I really would like to build with you guys. So for now, Black Hands are out. Bye bye, guys.